This week on Charger Bulletin News, students are heading out to vote, a breakdown of election night, and celebrities encourage people to get out and vote. All of this and more on Charger Bulletin News.
Hello and welcome to the election edition of Charger Bulletin News. I'm Neva Bostic.
And I'm Richard Boulding.
We're finally back in the studio to bring you the latest Charger news.
This week, we're looking at anything and everything related to the election. But before we jump in, let's check in on the COVID dashboard.
As of Monday, November 2nd, the COVID-19 dashboard states that there are 13 active cases of the virus. Let's take a look at the recent numbers. The current number of positive cases is 13. The total number of people in quarantine is 71. 38 people are staying on campus, with 33 staying off campus. The quarantine number may fluctuate due to contact tracing. Lastly, the number of students in isolation is 13. The number of students isolating on campus is 7, and the number isolating off campus is 6. The number of isolation beds available is 131. Please note that the off-campus isolation number includes residential students who decided to stay in university-sponsored isolation housing. The university has also adopted a color system to determine the level of potential risk. The COVID task force has declared green status, or low risk. This means that new cases are rare and transmission has been controlled. The COVID-19 task force reminds all students, faculty, and staff to wear a mask, wash hands often, and maintain social distancing while on campus.
We hope you're taking this day to recharge and relax. Today, students can participate in a number of activities. Some of the events include grab-and-go brunch, Disney trivia, virtual yoga classes, and much more. You can find more information on Recharge Day at www.newhaven.edu/Recharge Day.
Are you registered to vote but have no form of transportation? The university is providing a shuttle bus to and from a polling location. The shuttle will run in a loop between the library shuttle stop and the 5th District polling location on 870 First Avenue. The bus is available until 8 p.m. today.
And now, Emily's bringing you the latest news in entertainment. What's new from this past week?
Thanks, Richard. A lot of celebrities are trying to encourage people to go out and vote in a lot of different ways. Let's talk about what a few of them are doing. Last week in Brooklyn, Paul Rudd spent the morning handing out cookies to people waiting in line to vote. In a video posted on Twitter, Rudd can be heard saying, "I want to say thank you for coming out and voting and doing your part." Lady Gaga posted a video to her Twitter and Instagram last Friday of her in some of her most iconic outfits, reminding people to go out and vote. In the video, she said, "I need to talk to people who don't have a plan to vote, are undecided, people who are unsure if they even believe in voting at all." Gaga has never shied away from speaking her mind about politics, as an advocate for mental health in the LGBTQ+ community. And V Magazine photographed and interviewed stars such as Laura Harrier, Chris Evans, and Jaden Smith, and many more for the Thought Leaders issue. The articles were released on October 7th, just in time to get people ready for the election. That's all for entertainment this week. Joe, how's the school handling Charger sports?
Thanks, Emily. Things are still relatively quiet for our Chargers as they are working back to return to practices. Most teams are returning to practice this week, and next week they'll be back in the full swing of things. Even pro sports in the U.S. are quiet as only the MLS and NFL are playing right now. That's all for sports this week. Back to you, Neva and Richard.
Thanks, Joe. Hopefully Charger sports will pick up soon.
According to NBC White House correspondent Jeff Bennett, the White House is entering a lockdown in wake of the election. Bennett stated that they will build a non-scalable fence to secure the complex. The barricade will span the entire perimeter of the White House. Many people fear that the mass protests will ignite after this year's election results. Major cities such as New York, Washington, and San Francisco have already started boarding up their businesses for protection. The White House plans to have 250 National Guardsmen on standby in case tensions rise.
We know that there's a lot of confusion surrounding this year's election. So let's break it down. Polls tonight will close at various times. The first of many will close at 6 p.m., while that last polling place in Alaska will close at 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is very likely that we will not know who the winner is tonight. Millions of Americans chose to vote early or vote by mail to prevent the spread of COVID-19. This can cause major delays due to an increase in the number of mail-in ballots that need to be counted. It could be days or even weeks before we have an official answer. However, Trump or Biden could declare victory tonight before we have clear results. You can find updates on tonight's results through any major news network. Well, that's all the time we have left for this week.
Be sure to check out the next online edition of the Charger Bulletin that will be published every other Monday on chargerbulletin.com.
Stay up to date by following us on social media at Charger Bulletin. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Neva Bostic.
And I'm Richard Bolden. We'll see you next week on Charger Bulletin News.